First of all, have you heard about the gender wars? And what's
I
your,
I have the funny thing is
or do you even like think it's not a thing?
I know it is a thing.
Okay.
And I think it's become a thing because of the internet. I think the internet has given people an open forum
Mm-hmm.
on their opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has caused a lot of the gender wars. You have people that may have an experience, and it doesn't matter, man or woman,
Mm-hmm.
they can have an experience, good or bad. And it may be one experience. Well, you know what? I'm going to use the bad experience
Okay.
because a lot of times this is what happens.
Right, because if it was good, we wouldn't be having a war, right?
And a lot of times people will have a bad experience. They get on the internet and they exercise their opinion.
Yeah.
And based off of that one relationship, they generalize that and say, like, say, for instance, this young lady had a bad relationship with this young man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all men are bad.
Right.
So, a lot of it, I think, has to do with the open forum of the internet, the access.
Yeah. I agree because I think what you have is you get women who, like you said, had a bad, or men, but it kind of feels, and I don't want to be, play the sides because my whole mission here is to kind of kill or get a truce. You know what I mean? So I don't
Okay.
want to say women, but women tend to be more vocal about their issues.
Emotional.
Maybe so, yeah. Like I said, I'm not trying to stir anybody up or get anybody mad at me. But if you say emotional, yeah, so be it. And women have more of a tendency, I think, to go out and speak about it.
They do.
And where men, we might bottle it up. We might have
Men,
one.
we will speak on it amongst our closest friends.
Yeah.
Whereas women, they're more emotional. They'll speak on it amongst their closest friends.
Yeah.
But they use the access of the internet because, and I think now with, I don't know, I can't remember the young lady's name who spoke on her relationship. What was her name? She had all these different segments and parts.
I don't talking about Kendra G.
No, that's not her name.
Can you Google it?
Okay, that was her name.
Risa
Risa
Tisa.
Tisa.
Okay. What does she call it? Is that what she calls her platform?
Yes. And her story, it was 50 parts.
Okay.
And basically, she
That's a lot
talked
of
about her relationship with the gentleman she was with.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people think that, and from that, she has done, she's gained fame.
Okay.
Basically, I think BMW gave her a car.
Really?
And she has a certain network has offered to do her story on whatever network that is. I'm not sure of.
Really?
But now I think a lot of people are trying to follow men and women in her footsteps and talk about their relationships, which I don't think is
right
the best thing.
Right, because now, so that what that did was fuel it.
Right.
I mean, that's one of many things that
go.
fueled it. I feel like one of the things that started it, I don't want to say it could have fueled it, but I think one of the things that started it, the book that Steve Harvey wrote.
It's a good point, too.
I think that, when you have somebody selling women the idea that, we should be, a woman should act like a man, but think like a woman. And who's to say that all men think this way, right?
Steve Harvey was very smart. And the reason I say he was very smart, the book itself, I agree with you on that.
Right.
But he knew that at that time, the black woman was very financially adept, and he knew that they would purchase that book and buy that book. So basically, whether he was right or wrong, as long as he
Yeah.
catered to
Yeah.
the ideas for a black woman, they were gonna buy the book. So
Yeah,
it was a financial thing for him.
Yeah, definitely was.
Yeah.
But he also knew, that that was going to the topic of relationships is always going to take, it's going to get momentum.
Right.
That was really before. I mean, we had internet, but did we have so? We didn't even have social media. That was in like 2000. I want to say it was 07, 08. Maybe 09. And women were taking this like it was the Bible.
Yeah. Because of course it comes from he's a celebrity.
Right.
Steve Harvey.